Hey, today the CEO has confirmed that the next update will include further optimization improvements, plans for Twitch drops, and more. We'll also discuss the dispatch update for the automatons and the previous major order as well. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit the like button below at any point. Alright, the CEO addressed a question about further optimizations. This response right here can be found on X, and this player asked, Shams, will the new update come with optimization improvements? And Shams replied with, yes. This is something I'm looking forward to the most, and that's because certain biomes are a bit taxing on the FPS as of right now. For example, there's the forest biome that has so much foliage and trees covering the map, which are destructible. Then you add the enemy's bodies with it, and it can become a bit of a hog on frames. I've noticed that when I used a stratagem like an eagle or an orbital, the trees and enemies that were hit would force the game to slow down. I believe there's another biome where this can happen, but I cannot recall. Okay, with that question aside, the second question coming up is interesting because it has to do with Twitch drops and if we'll ever see another drop again. So right here, this player asked, at Shams, will y'all be doing more Twitch drops? And the chief executive of Arrowhead tagged a developer and asked, will we? Then the developer Alex B replied and said this to Shams, we'd like to, we still need to plan to. Okay, we now have good news that Arrowhead is looking into doing another Twitch drop, and not only that, but they're also committed to planning and hosting developer streams as well. And speaking of streams, Twinbeard confirmed last month in June that the team is currently planning to stream. He posted this and said, that's very nice of you. Well, I can't promise anything that specific, but we are planning to begin streaming in the relatively near future, and who knows, maybe we'll lead the troops across the battlefield for upcoming important major orders sometime. With this information being said, it would be nice if they included the previous drops from last time, so this way we all can get a shot at claiming it, as well as whatever new stuff they have planned. I will say it's an exciting time to be a Helldiver, and even more so if you're not one already. This question aside, coming up at number 3, we have to talk about the recent situation going on with Sag Aftra strike. Instead of acting, it's for gaming instead. So will this affect Helldivers too? That is a great question, and this is what this player asked right here. At Shams Jorjani, does this impact the Helldivers 2 update on 8.6? Please say no. And it looks like this player was granted a wish, and the CEO responded with, our stuff has long lead times, particularly on asset creation, so no impact on us. This is the response I was hoping for because I'm not entirely sure if Arrowhead can take a hit like that, especially with the newest update coming up. But if you're curious as to which studios are affected, I'll list a few. Activision, Blindlight, Disney Character Voices, EA or Electronic Arts, Formosa Interactive, Insomniac Games, Llama Productions, Take-Two Productions, VoiceWorks Productions, and finally Warner Bros. Games. I'd say those are some major names in the industry, and who knows how long this will take. The actor strike lasted about 3 months and 27 days before things were settled. So honestly, who knows how long this one will take. It could take less time instead of how long the actor strike was. So we'll find out as time goes on. And lastly, we have one more question, and it's about balancing weapons next patch. Will we see any stratagems or weapons improved? This player asks Shams Jorjani, hey yo, so for the next major update, there will be a mid-sided to large balance pass that comes with it, right? Mainly focusing on all the guns and strats that didn't get touched and a brush up on a few changes that did basically nothing at all. And Shams Jorjani's response was that he cannot comment on specific weapons that will be buffed, but they are continuously trying to balance. Right here we can see Shams respond with, balancing happens continuously, I can't comment on specifics for the next patch. I think it's alright to say that we'll see some weapons improved. The question is, what weapons are specifically going to receive a buff? In the past, I have talked to a few of you in the comments about, buffing certain weapons and stratagems, and a lot of us would like to see the Knight SMG buff, Arc Thrower, and the Liberator Concussive buffed as well. So, with that said, what weapons do you hope receives a buff? Let me know down below, post your responses in the comments. Continuing forward, we have a status update for the toggle option. Currently, if you try to toggle off and on the mic, you'll notice that it doesn't work. There's a player here on the Discord that asked, is there a toggle option for microphone? I know there's a push to talk where you have to hold down the button, but I'm talking about push once to turn on and push again to turn off. Then a completely different player tagged B Vitamin in the post, and the support team member replied with, this should be fixed soon. I honestly do not use a microphone in game, so this is not a big deal for me. However, some of you might be pleased to hear that this will be resolved in the next update. Speaking of updates, we now have a new dispatch update about the automatons advancing. Before we get into that, if you haven't noticed already, we are just about done with the latest major order to eliminate 1 billion terminates. And what I recommend once we're done is to head over to the automaton side, because the newest dispatch states the automatons are rapidly repairing their logistics and communication infrastructure following the fracturing of their domain by the Helldivers. Their defenses will soon begin recovering. With that status update being said, let's go over the galactic war map, because have any of you noticed that the left side appears a bit odd? It seems like all the hard work may have been for nothing, because we failed recently to defend Chopessa 4, as you can see here. Now, the problem here is that if the automatons decide to push hard enough, they might just reach the Andromeda sector, and technically that would mean the last major order that we just completed is technically a fail. Sure, we received the medals, but there's really no progress being made. And some players are not excited about this, with one user by the name of Zero Bang who created a post with the title, "Stop cheating, Joel. The automatons did not reconnect their supply lines. Where is this coming from?" Zero also highlighted some planets that have received a few regeneration buffs. This was low for a bit until recently, and it appears that all those dives might have been for nothing, or perhaps this is how the story is supposed to go. I'm not exactly sure what could explain how the robots built up enough of an army to, quickly swoop us under our feet, but hey, they definitely did it. It seems like Joel had a few tricks up his sleeve of his own, and now we're just watching it all sort of unfold. It feels like we are not seeing any changes, and that our progress can be quickly diminished just like that. So again, this could be a part of the story. This could be, because of our failures. I honestly couldn't tell you, but if you guys would like to chime in and tell me what you think, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And lastly, I would like to correct myself on a previous video, and the reason for this is because I usually write out a script, so I kind of know what to say here. But anyways, in one of my previous videos, which was 2 days ago, it's about the, the new update that's arriving. I said that, hey, the war bond is also going to be arriving. So is it going to arrive on the 6th? No, it's not. That was incorrect. So now you're probably wondering, why did I say it? Why would I say that it's coming out on the 6th when it's not? Well, that's a great question, and the reason for that is because 1, I usually have a script, and 2, with that video specifically, it was just me giving my honest impression. And with that, I ended up making a mistake. So with that, I'll own up to it, but I just wanted to let you guys know. But I will let you guys know there is some good news, because if it plays out just like previously where they released the update, then they released the war bond trailer, and then you got the war bond, right? Well, that right there can happen, and if it does, that will be great, and I'm expecting it to happen, honestly, but you guys can let me know what you think down below. And with that being said, this is your Helldivers 2 news. If you guys would like to be featured in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below. Here's your top 3 comments. The first comment is by Cloaker, quote, "Terminates on the left side, who's gonna tell 'em?" Okay, that right there, I'll explain. Basically, what happened is I looked at the graphic design for Escalation of Freedom the day it was released. Then the next day, I did not take a second look at it, but instead typed out my thoughts about it. I added the image to the video, and then I saw that it was a mistake. So yeah, sure, it's an easy mistake, but I thought it was hilarious anyways. The second comment is by Ksniff's Adventure. I really want the automaton spaceships to provide them occasional fire support, maybe as a mission modifier. Or we could see them get destroyed and drop weapons, samples, and other stuff to the surface. Also, there's a lot of blue dust on the top of the cover art. Could be Illuminate magic or my copium overdose kicking in. And last but not least, we have Toby's Army, who says, "All of these weapon glitches on fabricators make me wonder if the issue isn't with the weapons. Yes, I am including the commando here, but more of the fabricators themselves. Maybe the devs need to have a look into the fabricators' design before fixing weapons." And there's the top 3 comments. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, remember to subscribe, turn the notifications on, and most importantly, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.